Hello and welcome to You Are Human, a show attempting to decode human potential and possibilities by bringing you real stories, real heroes. In my today's episode, there's someone with me who has not just tasted different waters, but has swimmed deep into them. With me is someone who is a certified PR expert, a digital marketer, who currently holds the position of Communication and Sustainability Manager at Mazoon Electricity, is also a strategic advisor at Youth Vision Company, and is a youth trainer. What did he study? He did his bachelor's in educational English along with some diplomas and is currently doing his MBA from Open University UK. Please let's welcome Said AlBusaidi.
Hi, good morning. I would say or good afternoon. Depends on the time.
Yeah, everything is good at the moment.
Yeah.
You have so many feathers attached to your hat, Said.
Yeah.
So many of them.
Yeah.
And as I mentioned that you are at present the manager for communication and sustainability.
Right.
But before this role, you had performed at least 12 different roles. Yeah, 12 different
Exactly.
positions you were in, some within the same organization.
Yes.
Can you please share your entire journey through these 12, professional profiles up until now?
Thank you very much. Actually, first of all, it's a pleasure to be here sitting next to you in your lovely podcast.
Thank you.
And my story, as for me, it's very interesting. I've moved, as you said, into like 12 different positions.
Mhm.
Some of them the same company, some in different companies. But I would say that I enjoyed them all. Until now, I'm enjoying them. So my journey actually started before 12 years from now.
Mhm.
As a teacher. I was a teacher in one of the higher educational institutions in Oman.
Right.
From there, I moved into student activities because I felt that I love teaching, but I wanted to do something different. I wanted to move into another thing to experiment and try in life.
Right.
So I moved to be like head of student activities in the same organization. Then I moved to work in a production company outside of that organization. I worked in like all things related to radio, television, production, filming, training related to media. From there, I got the opportunity to go back again to the same organization, educational organization, working as a continuous education manager.
Wow. So it's like in full circle. Life takes you back, yeah?
We are just starting actually. And at the same period, I was head of continuous education. I got the chance to also handle the corporate communication department.
Wow.
So I was head of continuous education and also corporate communication manager. So I was handling two departments at the same time. From there, I got an opportunity to work in a totally different field, which is real estate.
Wow.
Yeah, integrated real estate. So I went to work as senior CSR officer. I remember they say from the CEO that you are moving from managerial level into a CSR officer.
Yes.
So I said to him, no, I have a vision. I'm trying to develop my career with you here. I reached to a PR and communication manager.
Wow.
So he said, okay, I'll give you the chance. Let's prove yourself on it. Luckily, alhamdulillah, I moved from senior CSR officer into senior PR and communication officer, then into assistant PR and communication manager, then into a PR and communication manager in that organization. All the story, I think it was in 2 years only.
Wow.
Yeah. So I'm trying to make my story very short so to save the time. But if you move from one position to another, it has lots of stories,
Absolutely.
challenges,
Absolutely.
and oops.
That's okay.
Be careful here. So then from there, I moved to another organization. I worked as a digital and communication manager. There also, it was an amazing experience. I moved into different fields within the communication and marketing department. And each time I was getting more responsibilities. So I was responsible of experiential marketing, communication, digital, branding. So then,
So much to learn.
yeah, I was lucky actually to have all these opportunities.
Yeah.
At the end, yes, now I'm communication and sustainability manager at
Yes.
Amazon Electricity. Additionally, I've been doing a lot of outside activities.
Right.
So I do consultancy, training, strategic advising. So yes, this is a journey of 12 positions in 12 years. Maybe I said it in 2 or 3 minutes.
Absolutely,
But
yeah.
it includes lots of amazing experience, lots of challenges.
Absolutely.
A
Yeah.
lot of ups and downs, I would say. Yani people, when hear the story, they feel it's lovely living.
Yeah.
But I went through so many challenging, so many difficult times.
True.
But I always believe that what makes us strong today, actually.
That's what makes us who we are today,
Exactly,
isn't it?
exactly.
And nothing comes easy, isn't it?
Totally.
And when things come easy and smooth, we don't value it. We're like, but what did I do to
nothing
achieve
you
this?
get, actually.
Nothing.
Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely.
Exactly.
So because you have had such a diversified career path,
Right.
whenever, say, you were given this new opportunity, was there a checklist that you followed? Or did you weigh your points? Is there a system that you followed before you took that final step?
Yeah, actually, I always say I really don't know how I was thinking this way that time. But I was actually, whatever I do, I look at it as a vision. Each move, actually, it was pre-planned with me. So
Right.
even when I started my first position as a teacher, actually, when I applied, I wanted to be in student activities.
Right.
But they said to me, currently, we don't have this position. We only have teaching. So I said, yeah, I will go for it to achieve another goal. In all positions I moved, actually, I always have it. I used, and I'm still doing it. I have 5 years plan in my life. So I plan what I'm going to do in the coming 5 years. So in each career I move into, any job I move to, it needs other activities to support it.
Right.
So let me give an example. When I moved into marketing and communication, I was in teaching, then I was in student activities, then I was in continuous education. So it doesn't have a direct link into marketing and communication. Once I started working on it, I said I need to increase my, let's say, educational level on it.
Yeah.
So I went to study 2 diplomas.
Wow.
One professional diploma in digital marketing, one in PR.
PR, yes.
So that's what I mean here. You need to have a clear plan. For me, the clear plan is always there. I always have a 5 years plan. Now, when we are getting older, we don't only think about 5 years, we think about 20 years. Because, there are lots of big responsibilities.
Right.
So in each move, actually, I have this checklist and know if I move to this position, would I be able to achieve the goal I'm trying to reach into 3 or 5 years.
Right.
So that was the way I'm handling it. Even the story of moving of being manager of 2 departments into a senior officer.
Yeah.
Which was a lower grade.
Yes.
For me, I went down, or let's say back 1 step, because I wanted to go 5 steps further in future.
They say, right, when you want to make a bigger jump,
Exactly.
a bigger leap, you have to go a few steps behind and then, take the flight. So,
but at least you have a vision where you are jumping.
Absolutely.
To. Exactly.
Yes. And I think it is so important to have a vision board.
Totally agree.
For me as a person, I do not know where I will be in 5 years. I do not think that long term. I'm more of a person who's like, okay, I want to live for today. I want to do my today at the best. But I get this from a lot of coaches, a lot of mentors, that you need to have that vision. And I'm actually getting to learn from you that even before you select something, you have it all understood and processed. And it's a part of your vision.
Totally agree.
When we met to discuss this podcast, and when we did discuss about the same element, you mentioned that you and your partner, you and your spouse, together decide about how together your decisions are going to affect each other's lives, your future, because you guys have children. So I know that you have been really open about it, that how she has been such a strong support in your
Totally.
professional and personal journey, and vice versa. How even she, before she takes any decision, you are there to consult her. I
Right.
want to know, in a partnership, because marriage is nothing but a partnership. Yeah,
Exactly.
it's a
It is.
partnership.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How important is it to listen and consider the opinion of the others? Because so many times, again, we live in a patriarchal world.
Yeah.
There's so many times that the man decides, or the woman says something, the man is like, who are you to say?
Yeah.
Of course, things are changing, but how important is it to listen and consider?
Actually, it's very important. You mentioned like a key word. It's partnership.
Yes.
Because everything in life, when you do it with a partner, you need to consider the point of view of the other person.
Right.
It's something we need to always look at it. It's not only about marriage.
Yes.
Even your co-worker, your friend, your brother. If you are partners in something, you need to work as a team.
Yeah.
So marriage life is a partnership. In the end, you both work together, help each other, support each other. Because otherwise, if you don't do the same, you will have also lots of troubles, problems. Each one of you is going different ways.
Yeah.
For us, to be honest, I was very lucky to find this woman who would understand this. And she accepted it.
Yeah.
Because even in our normal life, we always agree in everything. Sometimes I do things I am not agreeing with it, but once we both agree, I have to follow it. She does the same. Because in partnership, in our case, for example, we have the vision of 5 years, our plan together. So even if she is doing something within that plan, I would totally support her on it. The vice versa. If I'm doing something, she will totally support me on it. Because even our kids, actually, we try to do our best to take them like an investment. They are like an investment for future.
Right.
Even when we plan our budgets and financials, we always put on top as priority the kids.
Yeah.
What we need to do for them to get good education, improvement, satisfaction,
Yes.
everything.
Yes.
So I think it's very important to look at it from a partnership perspective. Again, I go back. We should not look at it because if it's a woman and a man. I always say it's not about man or a woman, male or female. It's about a human and a human.
True.
If you are human and you are partners, you need both to agree, work as a team. Even if I go back to a different story about like empowerment of women and everything, I think we always need to look at people as human. So if that woman is like capable, she is doing the good thing, the right thing, she should gain it.
Yes.
If the man is doing the right thing, he is capable, he should get it. So we need to look at things this way. And I think our like personal experience, we are doing good.
Yeah.
There are lots of challenges, especially in marriage life. There should be challenges, otherwise it will not be marriage. So, but I believe that we are doing good because we listen to each other.
Right.
We work as a team. We work as partners.
That's very, very, very amazing. When you said that you work as a team.
Exactly.
Sometimes, especially with today, well, of course, I know it's deviating from the topic, from our core focus, but today we hear so many people getting divorced. It's because we take each other as separate identities.
Exactly.
It's okay to have your own individuality, but we have to remember that we're together in this partnership.
That's part of the plan, actually.
Yeah.
How you have your own time, your own decisions, and when.
Yeah. But that is also important, right?
Exactly.
To have time for yourself.
Exactly. Totally agree.
That's when you can come with more power together.
Exactly.
I mean, I'm not married, but I'm still saying such things.
As I said, it
Because
doesn't
I've
have to
seen
be
with-
married
yes,
life,
yes.
even at home, actually.
Right,
With
right.
your mother, actually.
Yes.
I would say something, I don't know if someone mentioned it, but your mother is the back there, is helping you to make this happen.
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah.
She's my crew.
So she is your partner here.
Yes, she is,
And this is
absolutely.
very important in life. When
Yeah,
you have
in
a
any
partner.
relationship.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Even when you talked about your spouse at that time, you also mentioned that at home, how at work you have this vision and you're successful and you're achieving everything. Even at home, you have a system in place
Exactly.
where you recently got a maid. Before that, although we live in a culture where, especially in the Arab world, having a maid is a common thing.
Exactly.
But you did not have it, whereas you and your spouse made sure that you divide the responsibilities and do it, spend some more quality time together. Of course, these days, these gender roles are no longer defined. Like if you're a woman, you have to do this. If you're a man, you're supposed to do this.
Yeah.
Now, this system that you had in place at home, is this something that you saw while growing up?
Mm-hmm.
Or is it something when you met your wife, you all sat together and said, okay, let's come up with a model like this?
That's the question, actually.
And sorry, there's another part to this question and do you think it's encouraged in the Arab world? A system like this, is it encouraged when you sit with your family members?
Yeah, actually, if I go back to the real Arab Muslims world, yes, it is encouraged. And even if we start from the Prophet Muhammad, how he was dealing with his family, with his wives, with his kids.
Right.
So that's the real Arab and Muslim world, how it should be.
Right.
But in the past few years, there are lots of non-related behaviors. We always say this is a culture, or this is something coming from our culture or from our Islamic rules, which is not. So I think if we go to the first model, it's our Prophet Muhammad. He used to do this with his family. So what we are currently doing is nothing special actually.
Yes.
This should be the right thing to do.
Yeah, absolutely.
So from my personal experience, actually, I grew up with the house of this. So for me, I should appreciate, yes, my parents.
Yeah.
So my father and my mother, they used to get everything together. I grew up, my father is doing everything, helping my mother. So I think that was the base for me, because I've seen this thing and I accepted it. It's something normal to do.
Yeah.
Whereas when we go outside, we see some people look at it, it's like something strange to do.
Yeah.
So for me, I think that gives me the power to believe on it, because I saw it in my house and it was something real and something good.
Yeah.
So I don't need to care about what people saying. This is something good and I should benefit from it. So then when it started my story with my wife, before we get engaged, we sat together and we said, look, this is what I have in my life. This is my vision. She said, this is what I have in my life. This is my vision.
Wonderful.
Exactly. So we said, will we be able to agree and achieve this together? So I always recommend everyone, actually, love is very important, but love alone, it doesn't help.
Yeah.
You need to have love and also you have to have logic. Both of them together.
Yes.
You need to have the right love and sit, understand each other, agree before you start this journey. Because there are lots of very loving stories, they get damaged, they get divorced because there was no logic behind. So I again say love is very important, but also logic is as equal as love. So that's what we did. And I think that's what makes us doing good, I would say, until now. And I hope we stay the same. Always we learn things new. As you mentioned, for example, the housemaid. We have been together 10 years. I'm helping with everything. Even I book my time when I stay with the kids, when I get dress them, shower them, everything. I do it. I clean in the house. But now we reach into a new plan, which we are working on. No, I would need more time in my life. She needs more time. We need to focus in some other areas.
Yeah.
So we needed to have a housemate, especially with Corona situation now. They're working online most of time at home.
Yes,
so
you need that extra help.
That help.
Yeah.
So this is another point to look at it. Don't be strict with your beliefs.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you need to rethink about the situation. You need to adapt. You need to be able to adapt your life and it doesn't damage your, let's say, living.
Yes. No, adapting is such an important thing. We have done so many case studies, right?
Yeah.
Even brands that did not adapt,
Exactly.
you know what happened to them.
Exactly.
And you, mashallah, you have adapted to so many different roles, so many different organizations, and you have been so excited about, the roles that you do.
I've been enjoying them all. Yeah.
And that's why we go to work, right?
Yeah.
To enjoy. Imagine you go to work and not like your works. You might as well choose and keep jumping from one to another and enjoy it. I think that is more satisfying than doing the same thing that you hate. Yeah.
Totally agree.
I just want to know, out of curiosity, because you've done so many 12 different roles,
Yeah.
what has been your favorite of all and why? Until now. I'm sure you'll have so many more different roles in the future, but up until now.
I think it's the same one, and it will always be. Because for me, teaching is the closest to my heart.
Yeah?
Yeah, and I love teaching. It was my first job, but also because I love it, I continue to do it until today. Actually, my son always says to me, Dad, how come you are a manager but also a teacher? Because sometimes I do training online for people. So I said to him, because I love to be a teacher.
Right.
For me, it's closest to my heart.
Yeah.
I enjoy it a lot.
Yeah.
I always believe that whenever I do any session or training, I learn from it. So the teaching is the closest to me. Whatever job I will always be doing, I try to keep teaching there. I do like training, consultancy, advising. So I feel that this part of my life is related to be a teacher.
Right. Wow. And teaching is so special, you know, the amount of lives you touch, the amount of molding you do.
Exactly.
Yeah,
This is how you
it's a gift.
give. It's a gift, and how much you give to people.
True. Absolutely. And you never forget your best of the teachers.
Exactly.
You know, you remember them till the end. Yeah.
That brings me to something why I love teaching as well. Because my students, who I taught them 12 years from now, they are in touch with me until today.
Wow.
Whenever they get anything special in their life, if they get a new job, they get married, they get kids, they do anything successful, they contact me. So I feel teaching is something very special. You make a change in the life of a person.
Absolutely. And in our Vedic philosophy, we take teacher equivalent to God.
Exactly,
you know, because you don't know God, but a teacher guides you to the creator. So the one who takes you there is much more higher in position.
Exactly.
So the first, if you have to bow down to someone, the first has to be to your teacher.
Exactly. In Islam, actually, it's the same. It's like same level of a prophet.
Exactly.
We say كَادَ مُعَلِّمًا يَكُونَ رَسُولًا. So he might become like a prophet.
Yes.
That much how it is a special and unique job, actually.
Absolutely. Wow, and you've been so blessed to be, you know, playing that role.
Alhamdulillah.
Yeah. I would like to know, what are your 3 takes or your 3 shares for staying happy and contented professionally and personally? Because you have told me that you don't like to have the added stress. You want to have a good night's sleep. You want to be happy and you want to be contented. So what are the 3 shares that you can share it with the audiences and the listeners? Your 3 takes to stay happy and contented professionally and personally.
This is like very difficult question.
But you know, as I said, we live in a quick world. We want to know quickly those 3 tips so we can apply.
So for me, actually, always I give like a top priority how to be satisfied in life. Because sometimes you might see things which are very shining, very special. But if you go for them, you lose self-satisfaction. So for me, always I give like self-satisfaction like a top priority. Second, to have like a good life with family and friends. Because whatever happens in your life, in the end, you'll go back to this group, which is family and friends. You might go in some periods, you are not having very strong or close relations with them, but within your life, you start to know that whatever happens in your life, you will need to go back
to those people.
These are the only people who will stand by you. So the self-satisfaction, then family and friends. The third one is the passion. I always try to find my passion in any job, any activity. Even when I talk, people say to me, you always talk with passion. So I feel passion.
You ought to.
So that gives me the power and energy. So I always try to sustain the passion in whatever thing I do. If something I'm doing without passion, I feel, no, this is not me. This is not something for me. So I just leave it. So I try to always keep myself with passion. So I don't know if that answers your question. So self-satisfaction, family and friends, and passion.
Yes, why not? And I think those are the key to any successful person, as it is. And, the last one that you said, passion. Just this morning, I was having a conversation with someone, and he was saying that, oh, I did this, but then, because I did it with passion, so many doors have opened. And I was telling him that in life, you do anything with passion, it is bound to open doors.
Totally agree.
Yeah, because
Totally
that's
agree.
that's
Exactly.
such a key factor. Yeah.
Totally agree.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much, sir. This was an incredible conversation, a quick one, and so much that we spoke of
Thank
different
you.
areas, isn't it?
Thank you very much. Actually, it's a pleasure. I enjoyed it a lot. I felt now you gave me energy and passion. So whatever I'm going to do after this interview, it should be something special.
Yes, absolutely.
Thank you very
Thank
much. And
you.
I hope the listeners and people who are watching us get and feel this passion and make change in their life.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much for being
Thank
on the
you.
show. And yes, once again, thank you. This is amazing.
Thank you very much. It's a
Thank you.
pleasure.
Thank you for tuning in to today's episode. If it has inspired you, even slightly, then please like, share, and comment. See you on the next one. Until then, remember, our time is limited. Let's make the most of it.
Hi, I'm Saeed AlBusaidi. Please like, share, and subscribe. You are a human.